It was the Tiger, Grandfather. He canceled our contract with Powerhouse PR. Shane sat cowering in his grandfather's office as Harvey loomed over him. Harvey slammed his fist down on his desk. The Tiger will rue the day he made a fool out of me. What should we do? Shane stammered. First, you have to tell me everything that was said. What reason did they give for canceling the contract? Shane's eyes lowered to the floor. They said they wouldn't do business with me. They said they would only work with Ava, at the Tiger's request. But what could they possibly see in Ava that they can't see in you? Harvey stared out the window, gazing at the Chicago skyline. Do you think somehow Ava convinced the Tiger to make this decision? Could she be in contact with him? Shane stood up, straightening his collar. You know how Ava is. She's cunning, crafty. She might not be in direct contact with the Tiger, but maybe she knows someone. She might have managed to worm her way into the good graces of someone in the Tiger group, and by extension, the Tiger himself. She has Aiden wrapped around her finger. Why not the Tiger? Harvey nodded. Do you have any proof that Ava has the inside track on the Tiger group? Shane shook his head. Not yet, Grandfather, but I will. She's my sister. I know how her mind works. Just give me some time, and I'll find a way to prove that she's double-crossed us. Harvey smirked slightly. Good. See that you do. Shane sat back down. So, what do we do about Powerhouse PR in the meantime? Harvey thought carefully for a moment. We can't sue them directly. It'll cause too much of a media circus. For now, the best thing we can do is to let Ava handle the contract with Powerhouse. Shane fumed. What? Grandfather, you can't just let her win. Enough! This is what we have to do while we plot our next move. If the Tiger wants Ava to handle the contract, then that's what we'll do. We can't lose this contract, Shane. For once, think of something other than yourself. Think of the business. Think of the family. Shane nodded. I understand. Good. Harvey waved Shane off. Now go. I have work to do. As Shane headed to the door, Harvey stopped him. And Shane. Yes, Grandfather? Watch your back. Clearly you've done something to piss off the Tiger. Shane grimaced and left. Later that day, Aiden arrived back at the Stone family mansion. After he showered, he walked up to Ava's room. Her door was open, but she wasn't there. Suddenly, he spotted something sparkling on her vanity. Is that Renee's diamond? Sure enough, the ring that Craig had gifted Ava was left sitting out in her jewelry dish. Without thinking, Aiden quickly grabbed the diamond out of the dish and raced to his car, where he was keeping the ring he had purchased at the auction. He held the two up to one another, comparing them carefully. As Aiden studied them, he could see that his diamond was slightly larger than the one that Craig had purchased. It's just like Laura said. There is a difference between them. I have to find a way to tell Ava. He reached for the door handle, but hesitated. His mind was racing. If I tell Ava, what are the chances she'll even believe me? I could give her the bigger one as a gift, but she might think the real one is the one Craig bought her, not mine. After a moment's hesitation, he returned his diamond to its hiding place in his car, and then returned Craig's ring to Ava's room. I should wait until I have more proof, he decided. But I need to do it soon. Ava has a right to know what kind of a guy Craig really is. Suddenly, Aiden's phone rang. It was Derek Klein again. He rolled his eyes, and then answered the phone, turning on his voice modulator. Mr. Klein, I hope you have good news for me. Derek stammered on the other end of the line. I'm sorry, sir. I wish I did.
but I don't.
Aiden tapped his foot impatiently. Then, I'm not sure there's anything more to discuss, Derek.
Please listen to me.
Derek exhaled slightly.
I've already got one investor, Craig, who's agreed to put up 60% of the money. If we could just have a little more time, I'm sure I could find others.
Aiden shook his head. I'm sorry, Mr. Klein, but if you can't cough up the money by the deadline I gave you, then you have no other choice. You'll have to sell Daring Industries. But don't worry, the Tiger Group will happily buy it from you. Derek froze.
Sell? You want me to sell Daring Industries to you?
Yes. Aiden folded his arms. We'll buy it for half of what it's worth, which isn't much. But at least you won't walk away empty-handed. It's the least we can do for you.
Please.
Aiden could hear that Derek was trembling.
I don't want to sell my company. It's all I have in the world. Everything I've built. Gone. Just like that.
Aiden shook his head. Well, if you don't want to sell, then you're just going to have to find the money. That's the last word on the matter. Goodbye, Mr. Klein. Aiden hung up. On the other end of the phone, Derek fell to the ground in his office, nearly weeping. He shouted out loud. What have I done to deserve this? What did I do to make the Tiger Group so angry? Derek? Is everything all right? Vanessa rushed into Derek's office, clutching her purse. She knelt beside him, placing her hand on his back. Pull yourself together. We have to get going. Our reservation for dinner is in an hour. Derek shook his head. Cancel it, Vanessa. He scoffed, an angry look in his eye. I have to stay late and work. I'm sorry. Vanessa looked sympathetic. Well, if you're working late, then I am too. I'll stay and help you. No! Derek flew into a rage. Get out! This is my responsibility. I have to handle it. But Vanessa tried to interrupt, but Derek stood up, shouting, Get out, now! Without saying another word, Vanessa scurried out of the office, leaving Derek to stew alone. He picked up the phone and started to make calls, desperate for any kind of solution. The next morning, Aiden woke early in the Stone family mansion. He quickly got dressed and headed to the dining room for breakfast. He bumped into Ava in the hallway. Oh, hi, Aiden. Sorry. She took a step back from him. You look tired. You slept in the staff quarters again last night, huh? He nodded. Yeah. Is your friend Camilla still here? You two having fun? Yep. Ava tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. As they spoke, Aiden realized that if he wanted to try to talk to her about Craig's ring, this was his best chance. I have to at least try. So, Ava, I've been thinking about the ring that Craig got you for your birthday. Ava blushed. I know. Isn't it just beautiful? It's one of a kind, you know. Aiden rolled his eyes. Right, sure. The corners of Ava's mouth curled into a frown. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. He shook his head. It's just, well... What? Say it, Aiden. She folded her arms and glared at him suspiciously. It's just that... Don't you think it seems a little too good to be true? Ava shook her head. I still don't know what you're getting at. I just mean that... Do you really think Craig could actually afford to get you a one-of-a-kind ring like that? What if it's a fake? Ava froze. Excuse me? Aiden shook his head and started to walk away. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Ava put her hand on his shoulder, pulling him toward her. How dare you? You're just jealous of Craig, aren't you? Why else would you try to imply that his gift is a fake? Aiden tried to explain. Look, Ava, if you'll just hear me out. No, shut up! Ava stormed off toward the dining room. Aiden chased after her, but he didn't get a chance to say anything. As they entered the dining room, they were interrupted by Sandra, who was in the middle of berating Shane.
All you do is make trouble for this family, Shane. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Harvey sat looking on, casually sipping his coffee. Shane sighed.
Mother, can't we just discuss this at the board meeting? We all have to go anyway.
Harvey raised his hands.
Enough!
Enough. Listen to me. I have some news to report. He gestured to Ava. Ava, sit. You too, Aiden. They both obliged as Harvey continued. I've thought carefully about this, and as of this morning, I am now returning control of the Powerhouse PR contract to Ava. Sandra practically leapt out of her seat.
What? Dad, that's great news.
Ava's jaw dropped.
What?
Harvey continued. There is one condition, though. Sandra sighed.
There's always a catch.
Harvey stood up, pacing at the head of the table. Ava, while you will oversee the contract with Powerhouse PR, I'm going to make Shane your co-president. The two of you will oversee Stone Co. together. Aiden couldn't believe what he was hearing. He had used his power as the Tiger to make sure that Ava got her contract back, but it backfired. His mind was racing. Now they're going to make Shane co-president? Not if the Tiger has anything to say about it. Aiden realized he had to try to get Ava to turn down this offer. He could fix it for her, but his success was contingent on Ava rejecting Harvey's proposal. So, Ava, Harvey clapped his hands together. What do you say? Are we in agreement? He stared at Ava, waiting patiently for an answer. Ava blinked, unsure of how to respond. Aiden caught her gaze. He stared into her eyes, and in the subtlest motion he could muster, he shook his head no. He whispered faintly, mouthing the words, "Don't do it." Ava understood him, smiling slightly. She turned back to Harvey. No, sorry, grandfather. I won't accept this offer. Harvey nearly spilled his coffee. Excuse me? Sandra stood up, pointing at Aiden.
What exactly do you think you're doing over there?
Aiden arched his eyebrow. What do you mean, Sandra?
I saw you, you little insect. Sandra's eyes narrowed. You whispered something to Ava. You're trying to get her to say no.
Aiden shook his head. No, really, I didn't. Shane stood up as well.
Yes, you did. I saw it too, Mom. He signaled to her.
Sandra loomed over Aiden, a vengeful glare in her eye.
What I want to know is, why?
Aiden froze in place, unsure of how to respond. How am I going to explain this? Will Aiden be able to explain himself without revealing his identity? Can Aiden convince Ava that Craig's diamond is a fake?
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.